Episode 3 of One Jets Drive is in the books. I got a couple of thoughts on the episode. Let's talk about it. And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WatsuK99. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch these videos. If you're brand new, welcome aboard. Please like and subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate your support. So, Episode 3, One Jets Drive, has premiered. I actually thought this was one of the better episodes. I felt up until now Hard Knocks had been better pretty much every week. We'll see what happens on Tuesday night. But this episode, about 30-35 minutes, really kept me entertained from start to finish. They really hit on a lot of topics very, very quickly, I thought. And I want to give you some of my main takeaways. First of all, they start off with Dalvin Cook. Him initially visiting the Jets to signing the contract. I gotta be honest, I thought it would take up even more time in this episode. It was relatively quick. Maybe Hard Knocks is going to have a little bit more depth on Dalvin Cook. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. One of the very interesting things that Aaronrodgers said, like he threw this one kind of like an out pass to Garrettwilson. And Rodgers even admitted himself, he said, man, I got to adjust to this guy's quickness. You know, even Rodgers can hardly even believe just how quick, how twitchy, how fast number 17 is for the New York Jets. And it's one of those things, the more you have to really watch him and watch him closely to really appreciate that raw talent, because he just does everything really, really well. Also, I thought it was really cool to see Joe Klecko and Quinn Williams on screen together, having a little bit of a conversation on the sideline. It kind of made me laugh when Klecko said, you know, you were born with this great talent. I had to work for everything. I think Klecko was born with some pretty good talent. You know, he was the workman-like defensive lineman, but Klecko got the most out of what he had to give. And Quinn's had to do the same thing. He's definitely had to work to elevate himself from where he was in his rookie season to now being recognized as a top three, top four defensive tackle in the NFL, and the second highest one as well. I thought the Tonyadams tackle, where his helmet literally popped off in the joint practice against Tampa Bay, that was really cool. Now, we have not seen Tony Adams, who's going to be a starting safety, play yet in a preseason game. So I was pretty happy to see him actually on film making a play. It's like the helmet just had like a rocket launcher. It's like he hits the player and the helmet, boom, just goes straight up in the air like it's a bottle rocket. I wonder if the helmet's actually come down. Besides that, JermaineJohnson out on Lake Apacong, out on the lake, grew up in Minnesota, so he's used to a lot of lakes, and New Jersey doesn't have as many as Minnesota, but it's got some nice ones for sure. And it was cool to really hear him talk about how he's changed himself, how he's changed his diet, his workout, and it's resulted in a whole lot more confidence, because hey, as Jets fans, I think a lot of us thought that JermaineJohnson had a pretty decent rookie season, considering he didn't have a ton of playing time, but JJ just sounded like he was downright disappointed. And I certainly did not consider him a disappointment. It's just that the Jets had so many other fantastic rookies that JJ didn't really stand out to you, aside from a couple of plays, most notably when he tackles Josh Allen in the open field. But you could tell he came back on a mission, and the results in the scrimmages and preseason games would seem to bear that out. And what was really cool was before the game against Tampa Bay, it was JJ leading the huddle for defense. It was his job to give the pregame speech out on the field, to fire up his teammates, and I thought that was really, really impressive for a second-year player to get that responsibility. I know C.J. Mosley wasn't playing in all of that, but still, to give that to a second-year player, very, very impressive. That stood out to me. And finally, it has happened. I didn't know if it was ever going to happen. For the first time, between One Jets Drive and Hard Knocks, we heard the name mentioned the fable that is Mekhibecton. I was waiting for Becton to be mentioned, to be profiled, to be talked about, to be acknowledged, if I could use a Roman Reigns reference. And finally, Mekhibecton, his name is mentioned. Now that he's playing over at right tackle, now that he's pancaking some players, oh my goodness, all of a sudden, yeah, let's talk about number 77 now. But I was really wondering when the Jets or NFL Films would acknowledge Becton. It finally happened at the end of episode 3 of One Jets Drive. Let's see if Hard Knocks does the same. So I thought this was a pretty dang entertaining episode. Let me see your thoughts. What were your takeaways from episode 3 of One Jets Drive? Put them down there in the comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Remember, I'll see you Wednesday night, 10 p.m. for the live show. And then I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.